Hello learners! In this video we'll discuss how to sort polygons into Venn diagrams. Let's get started. Now you might be wondering, what is a Venn diagram? It's a diagram used to show relations between a set of elements. For example, here is a Venn diagram. Let's take a closer look. The circles are labeled to show what belongs in them. The circle on the left is for shapes that have stripes, and the circle on the right is for shapes that have three sides. The circle on the left contains a striped square and triangle since they both have stripes. You can also see the square is in the section that does not overlap since it does not have three sides. The circle on the right contains three triangles since they all have three sides. You can also see these two triangles are in the section that does not overlap since they do not have stripes. Finally, you can see the striped triangle in the overlapping section since it has both stripes and three sides. Now that we've got the basics, let's practice sorting polygons using Venn diagrams together. Put the shapes in the Venn diagram. It looks like our diagram categories are triangles and has at least one right angle. Let's identify each shape's attributes and put them in the correct section. Let's start with this purple triangle. We know for sure it's a triangle, but I don't see any angle markings that would indicate a right angle. So I think this triangle can go in the left circle, but not where the circles overlap. Next, let's look at the blue rectangle. We know for sure it's not a triangle, and as you can see by the angle markings, it has at least one right angle. So this rectangle can go in the right circle, but not where the circles overlap. Let's look at this green triangle. It is a triangle, and if you look closely, it also has a right angle marking. Since this triangle meets both criteria, it goes in the overlapping section of the circles. Let's look at this final orange triangle. It is a triangle, so let's look at its angles. It does have angle markings to show all of its angles are equal, but none of those angles are right angles. So this triangle will go in the left circle, but not where the circles overlap. Nice job! That was a really good start. Let's try another example. Put the shapes in the Venn diagram. It looks like our diagram categories are all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent. Remember, congruent means the same, so congruent sides have the same length and congruent angles have the same measure. Let's identify each shape's attributes and put them in the correct section. Let's start with this orange pentagon. It looks like all the sides have the same hatch mark, which means they have the same length. All of its angles have the same angle marking, which means they are the same measure. Since the pentagon meets both criteria, it goes in the overlapping section of the circles. Next, let's look at this purple square. It looks like all the sides have the same hatch mark, which means they have the same length. All of its angles have the same angle marking, which means they have the same measure. Since it meets both criteria, it also goes in the overlapping section of the circles. Now let's look at this blue rectangle. All of its angles have the same angle marking, which means they are the same measure. But the top and bottom sides have different hatch marks compared to the left and right sides. Not all the sides are congruent, so this shape will go in the right circle, but not where the circles overlap. Finally, the green rhombus. It looks like the sides have the same hatch mark, which means they have the same length. But the top and bottom angles have different markings compared to the left and right angles. Not all the angles are congruent, so this shape will go in the left circle, but not where the circles overlap. Well done! Another success. Let's try one more. Put the shapes in the Venn diagram. It looks like our diagram categories are regular polygon and has exactly 5 sides. A regular polygon is a polygon whose sides are all congruent and whose angles are also congruent. Let's identify each shape's attributes and put them in the correct section. Let's start with this figure. We need to decide if it's a regular polygon and if it has 5 sides. It does have 5 sides, but it looks like the left and right sides are longer than the other sides. So we need to put this in the right circle, but not where the circles overlap. Next, let's look at this shape. This shape has 5 sides. Based on the side and angle markings, all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent, making this a regular polygon. So it will go in the overlapping section of the circles. Next, this figure. A square is a regular polygon because it has 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles. It does not have 5 sides, so it will go in the left circle, but not where the circles overlap. Finally, this shape. This looks like an equilateral triangle, which means its sides and angles are congruent. This triangle is a regular polygon, but like the square, it doesn't have 5 sides. So it will also go in the left circle, but not where the circles overlap. Way to go! I think we're getting pretty good at this. That's it, students. In review, make sure you identify the attributes of each shape and put each shape in the correct section of the Venn diagram. You got this.